Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. Do hit the bell notification when you subscribe, and please share on social media. Check out our other videos too. Let's get started. We're on Blue Letter Bible now. This is one of my favorite online platforms. I've done a separate video or two on that, but there's so much information on here. I thought I'd do just a short little tutorial. And by the way, I'm in no way associated with Blue Letter Bible. They don't know I'm doing this, but I do appreciate the information they have on their website. So it's just blueletterbible.org, blueletterbible.org. And also, I won't vouch for everything on there. It's a search engine. I'm a King James guy. It's got tons of other translations, but I did one with the encyclopedias and dictionaries that it has on here. It's just fantastic. And so, you know, I understand the normal caveats. I'd prefer hard copies, prefer everybody had hard copies. Money hinders us with that. Space hinders us with that. We understand the limitations of electronic in many different levels, but especially, I mean, you may not always have access to electronic devices for various reasons, whether it's the end time or something, you know. But anyhow, all that being said, you can use this, a lot of great resources, and we're greatly appreciative. And I just want to make sure people know they can access Christian knowledge. God has helped me. We got a calling a little bit as a teacher. I'm very grateful for that. So I do teach, but part of teaching is I want people to know how to learn as well. I don't want them just to look to me as the source of knowledge. I want them to know how to think scripturally, biblically, spiritually, and then how to do their own Bible study as well, equipping the saints. So, first of all, I'm on an iPad. I have no idea what level. It's not a new one. It's a few years old and probably pre-code. And so the first thing you have to do on an iPad is scroll down to the bottom and hit desktop mode. Now you can do this on your cell phone too, at least you can with my iPhone 12. And so then at the very top, you'll see study. You hit study and a whole host of study resources comes down. And again, we've already looked at the encyclopedias and dictionaries. You may want to look at that. And also a separate video I did years ago just on Blue Letter Bible. And so we may go to at least one other website, not this video probably, but others. And so we're going to hit text commentaries. So I just hit the button and up comes tons of text commentaries. And I'm going to read some of these names. You can see there are many names. But like Robert Anderson, he was the Scotland Yard person who wrote The Coming Prince and all of this. It has a biography of that. And as a matter of fact, that is the book that is listed, is The Coming Prince. And so just an amazing book. It's that one that I think he determined from the time of the rebuilding of the walls in Nehemiah to the time of the coming of Jesus was like 73,880 days, somewhere in that neighborhood, which was exactly 469 or 62 years. All of this, just incredible. Athanasius of Alexandria. I normally read his stuff on New Advent when I read it, but it's got on the incarnation of the Word. Turns out he was buds with Hosius, the Bishop of Cordoba, and they both fought for decades for the terminology of one hypostasis in God, which was seen in the East as Sabellian. It's pretty much Sabellian as it was. But Richard Bennett, Robert Bowman, John Brown, who's amazing, and let's hit John Brown. John Brown's commentary. Now, this is not the 1800s, 18th century John Brown. This is a Calvary Chapel John Brown. But it has commentaries. John Bunyan, Come and Welcome to Jesus Christ, a treatise of the fear of God, Christ, a complete Savior. You know, he's a writer of Pilgrim's Progress and other incredible works, The Holy War. Jeremiah Burroughs, John Calvin, Lewis Sperry Schaeffer with Dallas, Arthur Custance, Mark Eastman, Alfred Edersheim. Everybody needs that. And it's got this Sketches of Jewish Social Life, Palestine 18 centuries ago. He was a converted Jewish man who wrote in the 1800s. Phenomenal. His life and times of Jesus the Messiah packed with information. John Flavel, a Puritan, Thomas Goodwin, David Gudzik, and then Jonathan Edwards. His sermons, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, and then the resolutions. I think I've actually done a video years ago on the resolutions of John Edwards, but it's just unbelievable, the resolutions of Jonathan Edwards. I probably need to do another separate video just on that. Matthew Henry, David Hocking. And so like Matthew Henry, introductory material, Genesis through Revelation, I hit like Joshua, commentary on Joshua 1, boom, tons come up. Lots come up. So just incredible amounts. I'm still going. And that's just on Joshua 1 chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Joshua 1. And so you can see, like Bob Hoekstra, look at that. Wasn't that Chaplain Ray's dad or something? But Jamison Fawcett Brown, one of my personal favorite commentaries, unabridged. Charles Spurgeon said this about Jamison Fawcett Brown, also known as JFB. It is to some extent a compilation and condensation of other men's thoughts, but it's sufficiently original, claim a place in every minister's library. Indeed, it contains so great a variety of information that if a man had no other exposition, he would find himself at no great loss if he possessed this and used it diligently. I would say that is totally true. Like here's Psalm 1, commentary about A.R. Fawcett. I remember years ago, as a very young minister, reading their harmony of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Super on that. But you have Andrew Murray, Isaac Newton, Daniel and Revelation. I mean, considered maybe one of the smartest men to ever live. Richard Sibbs, R.A. Torrey, John Walvoord, John Wesley, George Whitfield, F.E. Marsh, J. Vernon McGee. Now, it doesn't have J. Vernon McGee's whole commentary. I highly recommend that commentary. Those of you that have watched the video, and maybe many of you have, because it still gets quite a few views after several years, that it's like 4 best commentaries or something, that I recommend everybody get that. But it does have great outlines, like you find, I think, in the J. Vernon McGee Giant Print Study Bible, which I've got a review of that on here as well. That's so good. But J.B. Lightfoot and Martin Luther, good stuff there. Alexander McLaren, John MacArthur, Bible introductions, like of Genesis, author and date of Genesis, great outline there. And so if you're teaching, if you're Sunday school, just enormous amounts of resources here under the text commentary section. And has women's ministry as well. Amy Carmichael, like with If. That's awesome as well. I did want to mention too, it's got a section on here of audio and video commentaries. So like I was on here earlier under Chuck Missler. Chuck Missler, probably one of the greatest Bible teachers of the last 100 years. Unbelievable. I didn't agree with everything he said. I met Chuck and Nancy, my wife and I did at a CBA many years ago. Very pleasant people. Unbelievable Bible teacher. I think he was in naval intelligence or something. And it's got him teaching many books of the Bible. I don't think it's all the books of the Bible, but many, and absolutely fantastic. And you listen to it, and he had a melodious, great voice. So Ray Comfort's teachings on here. He's another one. Bob Hoekstra, David Hawking, Kent Hovind even, which some would not like that. Another one I really was shocked about was Peter Jones, like the Gnostic Empire Strikes Back, Spirit Wars, all these amazing things by Peter Jones. And it basically takes you how you can access those, purchase them. But then like Nancy DeMoss Wogelmuth, great teacher on holiness, discerning truth in a world of deception. Again, you listen to that. Satisfying our thirst, responding to God's gift of grace with gratitude. She memorizes a lot of the Bible. Elizabeth Elliot down here. And so, again, Don Stewart, who would write with like Josh McDowell, which I highly recommend all Josh McDowell's books. So, again, the text commentary section here is just fantastic. I'd highly recommend it. So God bless you. This Blue Letter Bible, there's a lot there. And there's a few like Study Light and Bible Hub, all good. God bless. Bye-bye.